Hey guys, how are you today? It's Red Orca, bringing you another Halo Wars video. This one is a 3v3 on Fort Deen, and it is me, Nick MX66 and Quantum Vortices, versus OG Legit, Perplexing Power, and Mr. Sexy Forge. They're running Cutter, Arbiter, Brute, and we're running Anders Double Brute, with me and Quantum being Brute, Nick being Anders, OG Legit being Cutter, Mr. Sexy Forge being Arbiter, and Perplexing Power being Brute. Now we're basically both going to go on offense just because with this combo, as I said before, last time we ran it, um, basically the idea is to hit them as hard as you can early just because it's a very offensive oriented combo. So there you go. I don't expect to see more than one of them on offense, although they could. I mean, technically they could all come on offense, but I'm expecting only to see the Brute. Um, but Quantum went Temple first, and I went Temple second. So um, he's going to get over there a bit faster than I will. But what we're planning on doing is each hitting a different base, just because that way the Cutter and the Arbiter are split up on defense. If we run the same base, it makes them easier, I think, for them to defend us. So, defend against us, excuse me. So, Quantum getting over there sooner and by the way, you'll notice I just came out. You notice where he's already almost over at Perplexing's base. So this gives you an idea of the difference in timing of temples. But he's going to hit the black base, so he's going to hit the Brute, and I'm going to hit the Arbiter. So um, that's the plan with that. And then I imagine their Brute is going to come over and hit one of the two of us. So while this game gets started, I just wanted to take a moment to talk about the Halo Wars backwards compatibility. I know I said before, and actually, like the Microsoft announcement was mid-December for the next backwards compatible update. And I know this next update was supposed to have Halo Reach, Halo Wars, Black Ops 1, Bioshock, and Bioshock Infinite in it. So a good bunch of games that are pretty popular, or were pretty popular when they came out. Um, but that update came out a couple days ago, and it only had Halo Reach. And from what I've heard, it's kind of buggy. And the fact that it's kind of buggy makes me think that maybe they had some troubles with the other games and getting them backwards compatible in time for when they wanted it. So maybe they wanted to put out one big game. And Reach is a pretty popular game, so maybe they would just wanted to like get what they had out ready for the next update. So I don't know when Halo Wars is coming. I don't have any info. I haven't seen anything from Microsoft. If you have any info, please let me know. If I hear anything, I will update. But I know I'm looking forward to it. My Xbox is it freezes like 360. As much as I love it, it freezes now more than it used to. So it'd be great to be able to switch over on the new console. But yeah, no info. So right now, Sexy Forge just switched over from defending Quantum to defending me because I'm on his own base. But if you noticed when I looked over there, Quantum has done quite a bit of damage to Perplexing's base, and right now Perplexing is hitting him. So Nick is going to defend against Perplexing, and he's basically doing the same thing that Legit's doing, which is he's losing. He's basically sacking hogs to kill off the chieftain, which, to my knowledge at this point, they're kind of even on that. Which I guess technically, if you want to look at that, even is good, but Legit playing a cutter will take longer to get it'll take him a slight bit longer to get Goss than it will Nick, because Nick's Anders, and also it's harder to get those hogs out as cutter. So just because, like I said, the tech costs more, so that gives you a bit of a delay because of the ego. So I think it's to his disadvantage if they're even. But I haven't been counting, so they might not be at this point. So take that with a grain of salt. But right now, like I said, Sexy Forge is having to split up defending against the Brutes. Like, has to go defend Quantum, then has to come over and defend me. And right now, Nick is still over there defending against Perplexing. Normally, especially because you notice it touched the base, that's kind of expensive. I should have pulled that back a little farther away. I wouldn't try to vortex pads down, but with them both being hurt, I was just trying to get as much done as quickly as possible so I could switch to the other side. Um, just because the Arbiter keeps coming over and raging my Brutes down. Now, Quantum Space is getting hit, and like I said, he's hitting Perplexing. So right now, I'm just trying to get summits up because I'm the Untouched Covenant on our team. So we really want to make sure we can have air lead on them, which right now we're ahead of the Arbiter and we're ahead of their Brute, because I think looking at the two bases, I'd have to look again, but I think Quantum Space is less damaged than Perplexing's is. So there is that. And right now, the Arbiter is defending. He's back over on the black base, defending against Quantum. And I did not mean to port my Banshee through. I was not paying attention, so I'm going to fly it away just because I don't really want it over here with all those hogs coming in because it's not boost. And I don't want them to die because then it's a waste. But Perplexing switch which base he's hitting, probably because I have summits up. Um, so, um, which honestly that makes sense. But okay, at this point I know that my rush is over. Just OG legit just used his D-bomb to kill me off of the Arbiter base, which makes sense, I guess, because they want the Arbiter to have an eco, and right now, like I said, they were divided between divided with the defense because we were both on different bases. And looking at that number of hogs he has, I actually think legit. I was wrong. Legit has more hogs than Nick does. So right now we have Covey lead, but we don't have UNSC lead. But that could easily be fixed. You just have to. We just basically will have to like even it out. And I could try to defend that, but brutes do a lot of damage against Banshees, so I don't want to just sit there and shoot at him for now. So I'm going to get my Banshees out of there for the moment. And Quantum is still on Perplexing Space, so Sexy Forge is still there. So Arbiter's still on defense, which is good. If you've watched enough of my videos, I think you know that usually Nick plays Arbiter when when I search online with him in like say tryhard, but he's really had a lot of interest lately in playing UNSC, so he started doing that and is having a lot of fun doing so. So and I like him playing UNSC because it means I don't have to. Because if you've seen my UNSC, you know it's terrible. But right now, they do have UNSC lead with OG Legit having that base. Now, like I said, Cutter is at a disadvantage against an Anders for tech and for getting hogs out of V's on this map. Especially, I think he's at a disadvantage. But the one advantage to playing Cutter is that bigger base, which is why I had to get off of it because I'm not going to be able to shoot the base down with the amount of Banshees I have, just because Cutter already gets started with that upgraded base. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the Brute instead. Right now, their Arbiter is now on offense on Quantum Space, and you'll notice, though, that their Brute is behind just because from Quantum sitting on him. So I'm going to try to do some damage over here. And OG Legit's defending with all his hogs, so instead I'm going to bring my Banshees back and try to kill off that Chieftain. Just because while he's not, and I think he's trying to focus on his eco to get air out himself, he could keep pumping units. So you'll notice that Quantum has a haul, so right now I'm going air, and if say they were going tanks, we could go like 2 summits, but as it is, with him going hogs, it makes sense for, and the Arbiter nowhere near air, it makes sense for Quantum to like basically Hall makes a lot of sense, you know, on his hogs, because grunts could do so much damage to them, and it costs a lot of money for the Arbiter to kill. So right now Nick's gonna go over there and get the Arbiter off of Quantum's base, just so he can get that Hall up, no issue. And you'll notice right there, the blue through the teleporter. Quantum's bringing his brute back over. Um, Perplexing did get his brute out. It's pretty dead, but he's still alive. And Quantum's is right there in the center of the map, coming into the um, well, coming on their side of the map. You'll notice that Legit is now on Gauss. Both UNSC have expos, so and then Nick's starting to get those hog numbers up, so that'll definitely help. And okay, he has both his reactors in that base. Um, don't mind me talking to myself, but you notice like that big mass of blue over there in front of Conno's base. He has quite a number of grunts right now at this point, so I think he's going over and taking them back to black. I don't have them upgraded, so I'm going to get repeating now just because against the Gauss, it's just so much more useful. And, oh, never mind, not going there. That was a mistake. Not hitting the red base. But with Quantum going and dropping his Hull Rush, well, it's not a rush anymore this way, excuse me, his Hull over on black space, and Nick coming up on offense, I'm going to go over here and hit the same base Quantum is. And then right now he's down-teching their brute. So, definitely putting us in a very good spot. And him down-teching also helps because black got out one vampire, so it doesn't really have any anti-air. Red now has a summit, and red is over there trying to defend Legit's Expo against Nick. So you'll notice the Hogs and the Arbiter over there. Quantum, of course, still doing quite a bit of damage to black space with his Hull. And yeah, right now I'd say we were in a pretty good spot. Even if I definitely lost more units than I should have to the Gauss, but it happens. So there's the Arbiter right there. And and that's game. So thank you very much for watching. I'm going to put up the second game against them probably a few hours from now. So I do appreciate you watching this one. And let me know if you hear anything, like I said, about the backwards compatibility. Until next time.